just want to start this off by saying code Fooya. It's 30% off for this weekend. My brother, I have a younger brother, or well, I have an older brother who is exactly 1 year older than me. He was super into gaming. He convinced my dad to get a PS3, and then we got the PS3. I tried to play Metal Gear Solid 4. Got scared of that game, so we started playing Call of Duty 4, and that pretty much started my gaming like obsession. I started on Call of Duty 4, and I played that game probably every single day of like when I got that game, and then it just went on from that. Throughout high school till today, I play games every single day. I dated FaZe Agony, and him being a YouTuber definitely helped like motivate me to be able to go into like YouTube and stream. He definitely did help me like a lot on building like, I guess you could say, the foundation of like who I am today, which really helped. A lot of it did start on me being like, I used to play pro Call of Duty on Black Ops 1. I used to be on Team Fear, Team Obey. I was on a team with Sharp when I was like a little 15-year-old, so I've known Sharp for a really long time. But that was like more or less my foundation, and then dating FaZe Agony helped build my motivation to kind of start streaming and YouTubing. So that was like the drive to like start trying to like grow my own brand, I guess. I wouldn't say it was like pretty slow at first. I got like more viewers than I should have like in the beginning, because I was dating someone in such a big clan at the time, or still is, I guess you can say. No, yeah, I got a pretty good head start, which is like I'm thankful for. I watched a lot of the Omegle videos. The Omegle videos will still to this day be my favorite. The ham, put the money in the bag. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos, but they are by far the best thing that I feel has come from TK. But I guess I think Chaos and Joey followed me at first, and I started playing with them, and then like slowly I started being able to play with like Kostov, and then like more TK members, and then finally Kostov's like, Fooya, like you don't have a partnership on Twitch, because I was streaming at the time, and then he's like, well, join TK, and I was like, at first I like blew it off, and like 3 months later, like literally months later, he's like, join TK, and I was like, okay. And then I think that was at the time I broke up with FaZe Agony, so then I was like on my own, kind of worrying and like not being able to get my partnership. I was like, okay, I'll join TK, and then I was able to get it in like the month. I was working a 9-to-5 job, and I was just like, I remember working at my job, and I got my partnership button on Twitch, and I was literally like, I cried at work. There was no one at work, but I was like, I'm so happy. And I was able to quit that job like 3 months later, which was really cool. I worked at a restaurant. I was like a hostess where you like sit people and like set the tables and stuff. It was a nice restaurant. Like I was able to like, get like a nice restaurant, which was nice. I want to say like it was like the first like 3 months that I was in TK. I know Ava was in TK for like the longest time. She's been in TK for like ever. And then when I joined TK, they're finally like, okay, like this might be actually like a girl we could actually come to the house, maybe possibly move in. So they were like, they really wanted a female in TK. So they're really like adamant on like getting me to the house, possibly like meeting me, trying to get me to move in. So I think I visited like 3 months after I joined TK, where it was like finalized, where I got my partnership, where I was like recognized with Team Kaliber. And then I visited the New York house, and then they're like, okay, like we want you to move in, which was like really cool. It was really cool being like a little Canadian chick, not knowing gaming would take me this far, and then being able to get my American work visa, which is like really dope. I think when I found out that I could move here, I was super excited. And then when I found out how much it would be for an American work visa, which was like $6,000, which I did not have whatsoever, TK as like the family was able to help me raise that money in like 3 days. I remember crying at one point, like I would never be able to make this money, and then I made it in 2 days, and I remember crying like because I was sad, and then crying because I was happy, because it like happened so fast. It was like totally up and down kind of thing. So that was like a very roller coaster part of like this whole move kind of thing. And then it definitely took a long time. It took a long time for my visa, because it just was very slow. Like getting my sponsors to reply with like sponsored emails and all that stuff. It took around like 7 months. So that was a very like roller coaster kind of time in my life as well. But when I finally got my visa accepted, oh man, I've never cried so hard in my life, because it's just like a weight off my shoulders. So I was supposed to move into the New York house, but it took so long, where I helped the guys move down from from New York to Atlanta, and then I had to go back to Canada because I was getting my work visa. And then I finally got it. It was right before PAX. I wasn't able to go to PAX, but then I got my work visa, and everything was like, just like, it was liberated. It was the best feeling ever. And then I came here, and I sent all my stuff, and I moved here. It just happened so fast, but like, it took so long, and then it happened so fast. It was like crazy. See, my parents were really very negative about it. It was probably the hardest time in my high school experience of like trying to like start like gaming. I've been like passionate with gaming throughout high school. I did very bad in school, which is like, I definitely regret because I wish I did good in school, but I don't regret putting the time into like gaming because like it's my passion. Like in the end of the day, you're gonna like follow your passion, not like what you should do and what like you're told to do kind of thing. So I definitely followed gaming, and like at first my parents were like, you shouldn't do this. You people online aren't your real friends. Like you're going like not. They didn't say I was going nowhere, but they thought that gaming was taking me nowhere. But then when I got partnered with TkAllDay, and then when the opportunity of moving to like Atlanta and like the United States with a work visa through like a sponsor, they were like kind of lenient. And then when they found out like I started making money, they were like, okay, like holy crap, like she's actually doing her own thing. Like we're proud of her. Like my parents are very proud of me, which is like probably the only thing that keeps me going, which is like very awesome because it's like it makes me proud of myself to make my parents proud that I could have done something individually, which is like really cool. But no, my parents definitely started out very like negatively about it, and then they started like very positive about it. Like now they're very positive about it. I remember like when I was like 14, my mom would like try to take my Xbox like cord away, take the wrong cord away. I'd like plug it back in, play again at like 3 in the morning. She had no idea. It was the best. Parents know nothing about gaming. I would definitely say I sacrificed my grades. After high school, I actually went to college to like upgrade some of my like. I upgraded my English. I think I went from English 30-2. That was like the lower English that you could take in high school. In college, I upgraded it to 30-1, and then I ended up getting like a B+, which is like, I didn't get good grades. So B+ is like, holy shit, like that's awesome. But I would definitely say like the biggest sacrifice was grades, and then another big sacrifice was my life. I guess you can say like it's a very big sacrifice putting your life on the line to like pursue your dream. But I mean, if your dream's big enough, you'd pursue it kind of thing. That was like a big sacrifice because I could just like live a basic life, go to college, become like a nurse or something like most girls out of high school. But no, this is what I wanted to do, and this is I guess what I ended up doing, which I'm very happy of. I was like a hardcore search and destroy player on Call of Duty 4. Hardcore. And then I met this one friend through my brother, and he ended up telling me that, hey, few girls are doing like a tryout. And this is when Black Ops 1 was like the main game for like esports. And I was like, oh my god, this is like really cool. So I tried out, and I ended up making the team, which like, dude, it was like the coolest thing. Me being a 14-year-old, but almost 15, I was like, Dad, guess what? He didn't give a shit. I was like, Dad, guess what? I joined this like girl team and all that stuff. I almost went to MLG Dallas. That was gonna be my first event as a 14-year-old. That didn't end up working. Like it didn't end up working because it was a big backstory. Just because they didn't want to compete with a 14-year-old, which is like understandable now as like a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old. But that started me in it. That's how I met a lot of I met Sharp when I was 14. I met like Fear Moho. I was on Team Fear, and then I was on Team Obey for like the longest time. I think it ended around 16 where I started to like snipe online, and then like, but that like definitely like put like the base to like my Twitter, like I guess you could say building the contacts and stuff, and like those contacts that I built then I still have today, which is like kept me in the esports community, which is like really cool. Like I think my first event was MLG Vegas. I think my first MLG event, like Call of Duty, was MLG Vegas. I met like these people I've known since I was like 14, and it was like the coolest thing ever. Like I'm trying to act cool. I'm like a 21-year-old. I'm kind of established online. I'm like meeting these people since I've known since I was 14. I was like, oh my god, dude. I'm like, this is so cool. It was like the craziest thing. But that definitely like started me in esports, was like the one person telling me that I had like an opportunity to join like this girl competitive team. I definitely didn't pursue it because like girl teams in esports are kind of unrealistic, just because they fight a lot and all that stuff, and it is a male dominant sport. But then I like I said, like I started dating my ex-boyfriend and got into streaming. That definitely kept me in the community because I wouldn't stay as like a competitor. If I didn't find something else, I wouldn't have stayed in the community. So I found streaming and YouTubing, which then led me to Team Kaliber. I miss it every single day. I'm such a competitive player. You see me play with like Kostov on H1Z1, or like I do my streams on Counter-Strike sometimes. I will to this day be a competitive player because like gaming competitively, that's like the passion in gaming, is like being a competitive player. Like I'm a very competitive player. I love winning. I love just like playing the game to win kind of thing. So like I definitely miss like competing for a reason, kind of competing to be the best, because I remember like back when I was like 15, being on like the best e-girl or the best the best girl team and like beating all the other girl teams. You're just kind of like, no problem, no problem. It was like the coolest thing ever. But I do miss competing because I wish it was still like a thing for like girls. It's definitely hard to be a girl competitor in like a guy kind of sport. It just doesn't happen. I stopped paying like hardcore attention in Black Ops 1 when I stopped competing. I am to this like day probably like one of the #1 fans of our team. I love going to the events, seeing Dylan play because he's my roommate. It's like the coolest thing ever. Like when you see my roommate, like when I see my roommate and then my teammates play and win a match, like the adrenaline that I get is like by far the coolest thing ever. Like you almost want to, you feel like you're winning because it is your team at the same time. So like I don't want to do it because it's like sometimes embarrassing, but I just want to scream like, yes, like our team won, like fuck you. But I don't do that, obviously. No, I really like watching our team play competitively. I don't understand like the rankings anymore just because I don't pay attention anymore. But no, I really like watching our team play. The California events for MLG are by far the best. And I've only been to 2 MLG events, MLG Vegas and MLG Atlanta. And I'd like to say those are probably the smaller events. So going to going to Anaheim, I'm really excited for because the biggest thing is I really like meeting the fans of Team Kaliber. Like that is just like the coolest thing that like people know who I am kind of thing. And like it's not like an ego thing, it's just like it's like a respect thing. It's like this is like really cool, like all the hard work that I put in, people that actually like acknowledge it, appreciate me kind of thing. And I'm like really excited to see people that support my team just as much as I support my team. So like it's like a dope experience. If you've ever been able to experience it, it's like the coolest thing ever. And I guess the coolest thing too is my sister's coming. So like a part of my family gets to see like a part of my life now, which is like gonna be the coolest thing ever. I would like to say that streaming by far, the biggest thing that streaming has done for me is helped me love myself more and be open with myself more. Like when you're sitting behind a webcam, like what people say, they can be banned, they can be blocked out kind of thing. And like, but at the end of the day, like there's people in my chat that love like how genuine I am, like, and who I am. So like that helps you love yourself almost. And I know that like people struggle with loving themselves, and I know that like I love my family, so I push my sister to, like I strive for my sister to love herself. So I push her to stream, and I know she enjoys gaming. We've been a gaming family. We're a huge gaming family. So I've tried to like almost help her with my like following, to try to help her have a following, to help her like maybe move in the same tracks as me, because it's been so amazing for me. Why not share with someone that like is my family member, you know? So I'm really like, I'm stoked because my sister really loves streaming too, so it's not like a waste of time or anything. There was only one negative thing I would say about the house, and that's not eating healthy. And I think everyone in this house can agree with that. It's very hard when you don't have your parents here to cook you supper every single day, which is, I'm sure we're all used to, is having our parents cook for us and our parents clean for us. So it's a very big like change in life when you go from like living with your parents to living by yourself. So instant, like this literally happened in a week. And this is my house. Like I would like to say my room is my house, and then like outside my room is like, it's kind of like a mutual war zone at that point where like we all kind of live for ourselves. And like it's really cool having like Crispy's friend Sanders here, or Eli? Eli here, because he cooks for us and he's a really good cook, and it's actually helped us all like eat together and eat actually very healthy, which is like a really nice thing. But I would like to say the biggest thing is not eating healthy, because it's so easy when you're living alone to just go and get crappy food instead of going to the grocery store and actually cooking for yourself and then cleaning after yourself, because no one wants to do that when they're 21 years old. But other than that, like living in a team house, like it's taught me a lot, which is like I'm very grateful for. It's like the coolest experience ever. This is definitely like a life experience. Like not many people can say that live in a team house with like successful gamers and successful YouTubers and Twitch streamers. It's like the coolest thing ever. So it's an experience and I'm learning from it, and it's also helping me. So I'm very, very grateful for being like a girl, like being invited to like such a guy house kind of thing. And so like it's like really cool, I guess. I mean, this is a thing that like, it's almost like a life lesson for like anyone watching this video, is if anyone has anything negative to say about you, just ignore it. Because once you get past that, you can literally strive to do anything. That was like a huge part of my like movement forward is getting past all the people saying negative things about me. Like, I've been through a lot of negative stuff online, so being able to move past that, that's like a huge thing. I would say the biggest thing is joining Team Kaliber. I almost wanted to quit until like I met these people. Like, it was almost like a lifesaver, or like a career saver, being like noticed by Team Kaliber, and then all these guys in this house became my best friends. So that was definitely like the biggest part, and it probably will be the biggest part of like what I do in like my lifetime during gaming, which is like the coolest thing ever. I'm 21, so I think what I can be working on right now is Twitch streaming and YouTubing, being a YouTuber. The biggest thing I want to work towards is building a bond with a sponsor that we have. Let's say like we're sponsored by KONTROL, FREEK, we're sponsored by SCUF, we're sponsored by GFUEL. The biggest thing that I want to work towards slowly, right now, I'm young, like I understand why it won't work out now, but building a bond with a sponsor where eventually I'd be able to work for them, because you don't see many 40-year-old or 50-year-old gamers that are still streaming on YouTube or like streaming on Twitch or doing YouTube videos. So I definitely want to like establish a career for me, or like even ESL. Like, I want to work for like, I want to be able to like build a connection with someone in the gaming community, because I'm so like in with the community. I want to be able to like stay with the community, if that makes sense. Yeah. That's like a big thing for me. That's like eventually, that's like my goal at the end of the line kind of thing. The people that like don't say negative stuff and like almost like say compliments every day, like the Team Kaliber fan base is probably by far the most supportive fan base I've ever seen. They don't hate on other teams. They solely just support the team members of Team Kaliber. That is probably the biggest drive for motivation that we can all ask for. That is like, when I wake up in the morning and I wake up to like 20 tweets that are saying like, hey Fooya, like I love you, like you're awesome, or hey Fooya, like have a good day, like out of complete randomness. Like, I mean, people go through their own struggles, and to wake up to that, like, it's like our fans know that sometimes, like, if you're down or not, they like know to just like give you like a little compliment. That's like the coolest thing. So I guess I want to say like thank you to the people watching this video. I would like to say that you're like a supporter of our team. Like, I can say from me and all of Team Kaliber, like, we thank you. So it's like, it's a very big like appreciation. Like, you guys are genuine people and you're great people, and like we love you. I can say that back, because it's like, I know you try to reach out to us and we can't respond to all of you, but we love every single one of you, and I can say that every single one of you guys are absolutely amazing people. Like, you are the backbone of like where people are going, like the good people in life are going. Like, it's the coolest thing ever. Like, because you give when you don't get, and that's like, we can appreciate that. We respect it. We see it. I can tell you, we see all of it, and it's like, it's such like we have someone to fall back on when we're down, which is nice. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad. I'm just kidding. I'm so cringy, by the way.